welcome to the Sip and Chat. Thank you so much for joining this week's segment and session. Also, a shout out to my co host, Miss Nexie, who will be joining me shortly. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about why do I keep choosing toxic friendships? And I do believe 100% that this is a very good conversation to have, especially going in the season that we're in, where there are people that we only will see during certain seasons, and then you don't hear from them for the rest of the year. So I think it's a very appropriate question. Why is it that we keep choosing toxic friendships? And I'm going to start off by saying a lot of times we choose toxic friendships because we believe 100% then that is all that we can get. We think that's all that we actually deserve, and we definitely deserve more than just settling, just getting anybody to just take up and be our friend. And one of the things that I learned 100% being transparent is the that I was the friend. So it was more of a one-sided thing. So I was the one putting in all of the work. I was the one making decisions about, getting together, having some fun. What restaurant will we go to? What trip are we going to take? What things are we going to talk about? Or being the one that would actually support the other in the relationship, and then you weren't being supported at all. You actually were the one that gave all of the support, but were never supported. So I'm jumping ahead. I forgot to say, hey, loves, welcome to the Sip and Chat. Um, how are you all doing? Thank you so much for being here. And what are y'all sipping on tonight? Are you sipping on anything good tonight? For me, personally, I am just having a good old fashioned Sprite with some ice in it. So that's what I'm sipping on. What are you guys sipping on? A coffee, tea, or alcoholic beverage of your choice? Let me know, especially those in the replay. Let me know what you guys are sipping on while you listen to today's podcast. So let's get back to this conversation. Why do I keep choosing toxic friendships? For myself personally, I always choosing toxic people to be my supposed friend because that's just what I thought I deserved. I didn't know myself. That was a big one. And when you don't know yourself, you kind of just settle for anything that's around, and you convince yourself that they are your friend when actually you are the only one being the friend. You are the friend as long as they can get whatever it is that they want. And once you aren't able to fulfill that, once you stop being the person to be the doormat in the relationship, either that they want, you give them something, like you give them money, you give them emotional support, you give them mental support, you give them spiritual support, or you help them some sort of way. Maybe if they have a physical ailment, you're there to support them through that. So it's a lot of different things that you can do. You could personally be a great and amazing friend to people. You can be great and amazing, but it doesn't mean that the people that we actually know are great and amazing to us. Hey, James Wilson, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing this evening? Welcome to the Sip and Chat. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, and that's what I can say for myself. I always thought that I was such an amazing person and friend, but I was never being friended. There's my co host, Miss Puzzle Pieces. Welcome to the Sip and Chat. I put the link above whenever you are ready. I'm doing amazing, James. Thank you so much for being here. And hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. I really do appreciate you being here. Welcome to the Sip and Chat. And what are you guys sipping on? So, that was me. That was my actual problem in the friendship. If I'm going to be 100% transparent, I was the one that always was very supportive of my friends. I was the one being very caring. I would give people rides everywhere they wanted to go. I would always say yes when they needed some financial support. I was the one, planning parties, doing things for them, making them feel special, buying gifts all the time for them, being there to support them emotionally. But when it came to me, I didn't feel the support. So I felt like I was always pouring into a friend, but I didn't have a friend pouring back into me. And it's not a nice feeling. If it has ever happened to you, it's not a nice feeling to you know, be vulnerable and transparent with a friend, be supportive of them, be kind to them, but they are not kind and supportive to you of the things that you actually want and need. So let's welcome my co host, Miss Nexie.
Marlene. Hello, chat.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm doing amazing, Nexie.
Ah, that's
Welcome.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Sorry, I was like getting ready, putting everything aside, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta finish. And I was listening to you. Um, so go on, finish your
Okay,
thought.
okay. Hey, Realist One, welcome to the Sip and Chat. How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. Um, Today we're continuing on this topic, and I think it's an amazing one to talk about. Why am I always choosing toxic friendships? And I can say honestly, for a long time, I never thought that there was any issue with me. I always thought in the people who were my friends, I always would think it was them. But actually, we have to ask ourselves, what do I allow? What kind of treatment do I allow from a friend? Why do I let them take advantage of me? Why do I allow them to disrespect me? When they say they're going to do something and then they don't, why don't I ever speak up and say the things that I need to say? And I think that that's important to do.
Yeah, but I feel that is the same as with relationships when we have this type of friendships is that we continue to pour on to the friendship, right? Overdoing it, over, I guess, making sure that they know that we're their friends and or like doing everything extra so that they can feel love and that we are their true friends. And I feel that by doing that, overdoing things, we don't allow them the time to miss us and appreciate our friendships. And some people are the type that until you talk to them, or you show them that, hey, I need that back as well as the friends that we are, they don't get it. They're not like us. I feel, well, I'm feeling like we're the same. We give our friendship and we give it wholeheartedly. So we are always doing extra things. We're always helping and we're always there for that person. And we feel that, it should be the same thing for from back to us, but a lot of people don't work that way.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Nicole.
I've had friends, Marlene, that I have been like the best friend that I can be. And I don't mean as she's my best friend, but starting the friendship, I start with the best friend that I can be, doing everything for them. And then, as easy as that is for me to do for them, it is very easy for them to just do the minimum, you know, the less that they can do. And then they're doing the things that I'm doing for them for somebody else.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm glad you said that, Nexie, because I thought it was just me. Like when you would see that person doing some amazing things for other people who are their friends, and you're like, what's up? How come you don't do that for me?
And yet you're the one that they always come to if they need help, because those people that they're overdoing things for, are never available, or they're never willing, or they're busy, or they have another friend that they're doing what this person is doing to them to somebody else. It's
Yeah, and
just
I'm
weird.
and I'm like, what in the world is going on? I've always wondered that why is it that they select people and think that they're the amazing friend and that friend never helps them, but you're the one that is bending over backwards to do everything for them and they don't even acknowledge you or treat you right.
Exactly. And that, it even happens, Marlene, with family members. We all have cousins, sisters. We all have those people around us, right? That we are seeing them overdoing things for that friend that we don't like. And I'm doing quotations, like if you can see me, for that friend that we don't like. And we're like, oh my God, he or she's taking advantage of you. But you see your family members, well, overdoing things. And sometimes you stop and thinking, wait a minute, I've never seen you do that for me.
Yes, yes, I say that all the time. I'm like, what is really happening? And for me, when I finally get up the nerve to speak up and say something, I get really upset because I'm the type of person that it takes a lot for me to say something to somebody. Like you really have to overextend for me to say something because I give people a lot of room to you know, to be human.
Yeah.
So,
To
yeah.
kind of see what they're doing, right? To kind of you give them, like me, that room to say, wait a minute, she's so nice to me. Why aren't doing the same? Why aren't I doing the same thing? Or why am I not paying attention to her instead? And we don't mean that we want all of the attention in the world. That's not what we mean. What we mean is that friendship is a two-way thing, right? And
Hmm.
if you're the only one always either paying for meals or always inviting, or if she says something like, oh my God, the other day I wanted to have apple pie, and you come the next day and bring an apple pie so that that person can have the little piece, but you see that the apple pie has been given to everybody else and they even forgot to leave you a little piece.
Right.
Things like that. It's not that we want the friendship, but we also want to have a little bit back of what we give, because it's only fair to expect that, I feel.
Yeah, it's only right to want to be treated respectfully, honestly, and also, I think in friendships you need to feel special. Like whoever it is, every friendship and relationship is going to be different, but if your friend isn't making you feel special, it's like, what am I doing actually?
Yeah, or what about those friends, those new friendships that you think that they're going to be like wonderful? You have all these expectations, right, of this friendship. But at the end, they tell you, oh no, you're just a coworker. I
Mhm.
never really had a friendship with you.
Or we were I was just getting to know you.
Yeah, but we're not. No, you're just my coworker. Like, and this it's funny because I had a coworker that I thought it was gonna become like a friendship. And again, I'm not that person that is making friends everywhere. I'm not like that. I said it before. I only have a handful of good friends. That I can call best friends. But it's always nice to have extra friends around, right? That you can sometimes go out to lunch to or whatever. So I had this coworker who had just started in the office and was kind of lost. So nobody wanted to help her. So I took her under my wing and I told her, I said, you know what, let me teach you the ropes, right? So that you can get this and that you don't get in trouble because there's a way to do this thing so that all of us can work in harmony. So, we went out to lunch. Like a couple of weeks, we were going out to lunch. We were working together, teaching her the ropes and everything. And it was nice, it was turning into a nice friendship, I thought. So, probably like a month or two after, all of this, a hi, good morning, bye, whatever, she throws a birthday party, invites everybody in the office, probably except like four of us, everybody that wasn't there for her, everybody that really wanted nothing to do with her. She invited all those people to the party except like four or five of us in the office. And they were like the next day, showing us the pictures and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
No.
I get it. And so at that point, I was like, okay, that's it. Um, I got the point that we weren't friends, right? And I didn't treat her any different, by the way. I still, like, if she ever needed something and she wanted me to do something or ask, order something, whatever, I will take the order for her or teach her how to do it. But we weren't going out to lunch. Long story short is probably like a half a year of this, there's all this gossip going around. She's fighting with I don't know who. The other person is coming over telling me things about her. Then, it's a whole bunch of problems. And she wanted,
So it got messy.
it got real. So when she came over to say, what do I do? I said, I don't know. Go ask whoever you're closest to here to help you. Oh, but I thought you could. I said, I can, but I won't. So go ahead and ask whoever it is you're the closest way here to help you how to navigate this. I said it has nothing to do with me, and I want nothing to do with it. That's between you and whoever else. It has not. So I distanced myself, not because of not wanting. I maybe I could have, but I didn't want to get in between the mess, Marlene. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to jeopardize my job to get in between someone that wasn't really loyal to begin with. So I was like, I don't know.
Well, there's a comment in the comment section, and Nicole says maybe she felt like those people didn't like her and she needed to go extra to make them her friends.
Yeah, probably. Yes, yes, Nicole. Probably. That's what I thought too. But it's okay. Like I wasn't expecting her to, like maybe invite me over, but say, you know what, I'm gonna have a party. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna invite you. It's not being thrown by me or by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But she
Hmm.
just completely ignored me after that and was friends with these new girls that she invited to the party, and then all the drama started. And I was like, uh-oh.
See,
No.
see, see, and you know what? Next, see, sometimes we feel like we're left out of things, but actually, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's a blessing in disguise because now I have nothing to do with it. You deal with it, and eventually, now they're frenemies, right?
Hmm.
And she's tried to like come around. And the other day, she was like, I'm trying to move to your department, and hopefully, I can get it. And once I do, I'm gonna, take you out to lunch. And I said, don't do that, don't do it, just take me out to lunch. I go, and if you're gonna move to the department, I go, hopefully you'll get it, congratulations. And I walked away. I was like, no, girl. I already know your history. I want no drama because
Exactly.
we found out at the end that she had been the one who started the entire drama. She was
Oh,
one of those
oh,
that was
she
nice to
was
you.
the drama.
She's the type that was nice to you in front of you and will talk about you behind your back.
Oh,
Things that weren't
wow.
even true, which is why this whole drama started.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, wow.
So I dodged the bullet.
Wow. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Let me pause for a second and welcome everybody in.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. Thank you guys so much for all the comments that I missed. Hey Kevin. Hey Liz. Realist, Nicole, Miss Queen, Tuber Chat. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that, Nexie.
No, that's okay. It is, it's important for us to understand too that um, not everybody we like is gonna like us, right? They're not gonna like us. They're not gonna. They don't have to be our friends. But it is important too that if we see that that person is giving us the little sign of not loyal, not really my friend, so that we can just stop and move on, because people like that will never be our friends. You know,
Yeah.
double friend.
Yeah. The whole thing about it is that we have to, when somebody shows us that they're really not our friends, we have to believe it.
There you go, Marlene. That phrase, you have to believe it, because not everybody. Sometimes, Marlene, they create, you know, trouble for you at work or in the
Hmm.
circle that you navigate. You know.
Who are you telling? And
the the
don't even talk about the ones that are the toxic friends that are our relatives,
oh.
frenemies, and they'll love to say, "Oh, I'm your cousin, I'm your aunt, yeah, I'm your this person," and they're only smiling when they have their hand out or they want a favor.
And then they're chewing your head off with
Mhm.
somebody else talking, some most of the time is lies about you,
Mhm.
making you like look so bad around others, and then they have their hand extended for whatever it is that you can give them.
Yeah,
But
and,
we
and and let it be a moment where you can't give them, whether you want to or you can't. Then you really find out who these people are.
Oh yeah, your entire life will be out in the open for everybody else to dissect if you ever do
Mhm.
that to these people. But I've learned through my lifetime and different friendships that I have had, that people that are truly, truly, and really your friends, they're not there to take from you. They're actually there to help you. And I don't mean, by providing you with goods or money or whatever, but they're there for support in whatever it is that you need. And those are the rare friendships that we need to, take to heart and pour into more from ourselves than those people that are toxic, because there's a lot of people that are toxic and you don't even see it firsthand, right, Marlene? You
Yeah.
don't even see it. It's like that moment that everything comes back to you. And the people are telling you, she said this, or people stop talking to you and you're like, why is this person not talking to me? And then you come to find out that this other person has been the one telling them that what you have not really even said about the other person. And
Hmm.
that's why they start talking. And even in that moment when people do that, they don't come to you and clear up, hey, did you say this about me? But they
Yeah.
just stop talking to you. Those are not friends either. You have to
Yeah.
let them go.
Yeah. And this comment from Nicole, she said sometimes family is worse because they believe that you'll continue to accept the treatment just because they're family.
Hmm. They feel entitled to
Yeah.
that spot in your heart because they are your family. They feel that no matter what they do to you, you're always going to be there. But my family knows that that's not the case with me.
Yeah.
I nipped that in the butt. I said, nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being my
I
family member shouldn't entitle you to hurt me. Go ahead, Marlene. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I wanted you to finish.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying, I told them that being my family member didn't entitle them to hurt me. It was the opposite. Because they were my family members, they shouldn't hurt me.
Hmm. Yes. And I can only add to that that any relationship that you're in, if it causes you pain, that's not something that you need to continue. And I never realized a lot that almost the majority of my all my relationships during a certain period of time all caused me pain. And I mean relatives, romantic relationship, workplace. So that's why I almost got to the point of having a mental breakdown, because if everybody is using you, taking advantage of you, you have to ask yourself, why is that happening? That yes, they can be who they are, but why are you accepting it? And why do you continue to allow it? So part of it is them, but part of it is also you. And that's a part of being an adult. You have to accept your role in it too. What do I allow to continue?
Yeah, exactly. And, also being a good friend, Marlene, you also have to go there and say, what did I do to cause this, right? Um, I know that sometimes we say, why did I allow this to happen? But then again, you have to put yourself there so that you don't make the same mistake again. Was I too trusting? Was I too nice? Was I mean? Whatever it is, you have to put yourself in both sides of the equations, because you never know, like, if things happen to you like this often, then there must be something I'm doing wrong. Either I'm being too nice, or maybe I'm not being nice enough, or maybe I've been, you know, misleading. Whatever it is, you have to also work both ways. There will be friendships that are going to be work. You don't want to lose them if you
Yeah.
haven't worked on yourself on both ways, both sides.
Right. Right. And it goes both ways. And just like the telephone rings on both sides. That's what I used to. I remember I had a really good friend, and she really got me on that one, because she was like, she said, and that's way back when you had personal home phones. And she says, that object on the table with all of the buttons on it? And I didn't know what she was, and I was like, huh? And she said, and you pick it up and you press the numbers, you put in someone's phone number, and then it rings. And she said, and then I pick up. And I was like, okay, okay, point taken.
I had this. I had the same thing. It's like, you get busy with life, right? And I always had a friend who will, text me, because as I started, going through school and everything, then, texting was better for me than being on the phone, right? And so, and work too. So I always tell people, text me, it's better for me. And if I can talk to you, I'll call you, right? But so my friend is like, I've been texting you, because I texted her, hey, what's going on? You haven't texted me in a while. And she wouldn't answer. And I was like, what the heck? So I called her, finally called her, probably like 2 weeks after this of me texting, and she not answering back. And then she's like, she answers, she's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, it's me. And she's like, who? I'm like, what do you mean who? It's me. She's like, who? And I was like, what do you do? And I go, is this so and so? Like, yeah, who are you? And I told her, hey, what's going on? She's like, oh, I forgot who you were. I mean, I've been texting you, texting you, texting you. And, I haven't heard from you back. So I completely forgot who you, what kind of role you play in my life. And I'm like, hey, I'm your best friend. What do you mean? She's like, well, a best friend will read a text and say thumbs up or thumbs down, or hey, like the text, or I'll call you later. You know what I mean? I'm sure you pick up your phone at least 100 times a day to answer other texts and others call. So I figure you probably don't know me anymore. So that's why right now I'm not knowing
Hey, but it's an honest thing that if you have people in your life who actually care about you, like you don't take that lightly. Because when I don't hear from my best friends, I'm like, if you don't answer this text, I'm going to break your door down and
you. Yeah,
come
no.
inside.
Yeah, no, no. She disowned me, Marlene. She disowned me. She had amnesia on us. So she started telling me, I don't remember who you are. When did we meet? When did we
Yeah, where
meet?
do I know you from?
Yeah, and so I started telling. She goes, okay, so you remember everything that we've been through, right? Yeah. So next time, if I text you, at least say, hey, got it. I'll text you later, or just got it. I will know that you're gonna text me and that you got my text. But from until then, you're punished. I'm not texting you, and I'm not answering any texts. Oh my, that hurt me
Ooh, she was
so
mad
much.
at
That,
you.
oh, I was brown nosing that woman. I was going to her house. I was bringing little gifts.
Yeah, you had to play. What is they call it? Kiss up, suck up.
Yes, kiss up, suck up. Yeah, and I had to write little notes for her and place them on the door. And she will leave another note and say, getting warmer, getting a little bit warm, thawing out. I'm like, oh my god! But this person had been in my life for so long, Marlene, through so much with me, and the fact that I had put her in that position, that I have hurted her this way. She knew I was busy, right? And she knew this, but like she said, I could have easily just said, hey, what's up? I didn't have to
Yeah.
spend 3 hours. But sometimes you get so wrapped up in your feelings and in your regular life that you forget, these good people that have been in your life forever, you forget that they actually have feelings too.
Hmm. Like even when, like my best friend, when we go through things, like I'm like, I sent her the thing because it was a book a long time ago. For all of the people who grew up in the '80s, it was a thing, and it was like Moody Moose buttons from the Sweet Pickles book. So I sent her the thing like every time I put a moose, and she's like, "Oh no." I'm Moody Moose today, so excuse me if I don't talk to you today. I was like, oh, she's in a mood. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, no, no. There were no, actually, the thing she was, it wasn't a moose that she was drawing on my, sending me back. There were other obscene things. Even her husband said, I've never seen her like this. So good luck with that. And I'm like, what do you mean good luck with that? What am I to do? What am I to do? He's
Nope,
like,
too
good luck
late.
with that.
Yep.
So it took me a long time. But she taught me a great lesson, and is that we should never forget who those that have been with us through all of our ups and downs in life. We shouldn't forget that they are our people. They're not our best friends, they're actually our sisters or our brothers, because they go with us through more than our own siblings do. And we
Hmm.
shouldn't forget that. We should always acknowledge and celebrate that. Not
Yeah,
because
and
you have a new friend you're going to forget about your actual friend.
right, and also we also have to put in that show them appreciation and gratitude because, like you just said, sometimes your friends are better to you than your own relatives.
Mm-hmm. My sisters are two of my best friends, but they are my sisters, right? And I have two more best friends that are not blood related, but they are my sisters as well. And I
Mhm.
feel that in my life I have four sisters that I can count on for whatever I need, whatever I want. And I don't allow, even though I have new friends, right? We
Mhm.
have new friends that eventually will probably be part of that sisterhood. We cannot forget that they have been there before the new friends that we're making.
Yeah, and I find that that can be hard to juggle that because when you get somebody like you just starting to get to know them as a friend, your other have you ever found that your other friends get jealous like, "Oh, you're on the phone with them again?" And I
Oh
was
no,
like,
no, no. Oh, your new friend is calling. Are you texting your new friend now? Oh my god. It's like they're so petty. They're
"Yep."
so petty. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I hang up because your new friend is calling you?
Mhm. Yeah. Or they'll say like, make sure you give them a kiss from me."
Yeah. You get that too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Are you guys gonna get matching shoes or something? Oh my god. She has a new
Yeah.
friend, y'all. Be careful. You're probably
I
not in
was
her
like, oh,
status.
I was like, oh, does she have your purses too?
Yeah, but
So
a lot of
jealous.
times I've been on that other end, Marlene, where I've had, good friends that have been with me for many years. And there's the new friend that comes in, and you know how those people start trying to buy friendships. And that friend puts you in the back burner because she's now out and about with the new friend.
Mm.
And I've been there too, so I'm like, okay, I get where they're coming from. But my friendships with them are of years of friendship, so they're not going to be forgotten or put before anybody else or after anybody else, you know what I mean? But I've been on that end where I had a friend of years that I had helped so much more than she had helped me. And I'm not keeping tallies. I'm just saying it like it is. And she knows it too now. And, I had noticed that the minute she got a new friend or something, I was the last one to be invited out or text or called. And then whenever this other new friend wasn't available, then she'll text me and call me and invite me somewhere.
Mm. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're always
So,
like the last one
hmm
to know anything.
and only because this other person worked in a certain place and could get discounts, so they were out and about eating. And it's not that I was being petty, but I guess I was being petty. But it was more like this person was changing, turning herself into someone that I didn't know anymore.
Mm.
So eventually this friendship didn't work out with us. And I left it at that. I've seen her from time to time, and she always tells me like, God, I miss our friendship. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm like, yeah, hi and bye. I gotta go. I don't have time right
Yeah.
now. Because I feel bad because all of the things that she has gone through in life, because of her inability to actually appreciate friendships. That's
Hmm.
what it is you have to appreciate them, because not everybody has to be your friend, right? Not everybody has to like you, but when you find that one person that does, don't leave them behind because of a toxic friend.
Hmm. Or they leave them behind because maybe that person, like you find somebody who you can talk to about certain things, but you have to understand you have to juggle. You have to juggle it. Like you
Mm.
can't give all of your time and your effort to one person. That's not normal.
Hmm. Yep. And I've been on that side too, Marlene, with this toxic friends that um, they're always, how can I put it? There's always trouble on their side, right? They're your friends, but there's always something going on their side, that your problems, your needs, and your wants get thrown on the side because there's always something going on with them. And
Mm,
that's exhausting.
yeah.
It's
And the
exhausting.
whole thing is that they never ask you
Mm-hmm.
how you're doing.
Mm-mm.
Everything as soon as you, or like the mirroring thing, as soon as you say, "Oh, I have this going. Oh, I just went through that." and this is happening, and then they take over the conversation, and you're like, I thought I was talking about me. Okay, I guess not. Okay.
And that's the thing, is that we don't see those signs sometimes until somebody else points them out to us, right?
Hmm.
Like I had a friend, like I said, of many years, and my sister, she's like, isn't it funny that that girl, the only time she comes here and is with you for hours is when, there's always something wrong on her side, but whenever this other person is not available, it's when she comes to you. But when this person is available, her life is perfect. And she always comes crying that she has no money, she has no this, because she knows you're going to give her money. And then the next time she's out there celebrating with so and so and spending money. So have you noticed that? And I was looking at my sister like, no, that's not how it is. She's going through a lot. My sister's like, really? Every time?
Mm.
And I was like, huh. I started thinking after so many times of my sister telling me the same thing. And it was true. Whenever her other best friend wasn't available, was on a trip or whatever, I was the one she would come to. And there was always the light bill or groceries or the water bill, or, her check was short this time, and her daughter needed something. And I always felt bad. So I would always give her money.
Mm.
And I wouldn't see her for months after that, until I guess the other best friend will be somewhere else again, and then she will come to me. And I started writing it down, because my
Mm.
sisters even bought me a journal
Wow.
to keep track of things.
Yeah, keep track of every time they try to come in your life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you here what my sisters called it, but in private I
Oh
will.
yeah, I can. I have an imagination. I can. Yeah,
So the
let me highlight this comment from Realist One. He says that that's why folks keep to themselves and don't worry about friends. Too many complications.
That is true.
Mhm. Yep,
That is true.
that's
I'm
true.
seeing that now more and more.
Yeah, I'm seeing it more and more. And the sad part is that you could be a really great friend, and I'm like, who wouldn't? Who is trying to miss out on me? You know,
Yeah, and you're
like
like, who
I'm
ruined
quite
you?
the friend.
No, you're like, who ruined you? Like, who messed
Yeah.
you up so bad? But it is true, though. I'm seeing that more and more, that people are not really forming any, friendships at work, outside of work. They're more like, flying solo because of all this unneeded complications.
Yeah. And it's like, and also as well, another issue can be when you become friends with somebody and somebody within that group doesn't like each other, and it starts getting very uncomfortable because when they're there, then it's awkward, the awkward silence, and you have to be like, you talk to this person on one side of the room, and then you have to go over
You have
this
to be
side
the
of the room to
referee.
talk to that person. And I'm like, this is getting too weird.
It's like yeah, you have to be like the referee, right? Trying to
Yeah.
keep everything at bay. You know, I know that there's people with different personalities, right? You have to, when you have accepted a friend, a true friend, they're gonna have their own little, likes and dislikes, their personality. And I know that sometimes I can keep it in check, but there's other people that when they're in a group, they cannot keep their strong personality out, and they will say it like it is. Probably sometimes they will speak for you because they are so tired of seeing you be taken advantage of, right? And
Yeah.
we all have that friend.
Yeah.
But
Well, listen, I'm that friend. I am honestly, I think because people get it wrong that I'm a pretty calm and chill person, but I'm very, I guess you could call like mother hen, mother bear. with my family and my friends, I'm very like I'm very protective of them. So when I see something is I'm like, you're not gonna treat her like that or him like that. I'm not having it. Especially somebody that I know will not speak up or say something. I'm like, don't do that to them. No, do not
Mm.
give them any money. No, give it back. Give that money back. Give it back.
Ah. I'm the one that is always trying to help. And I'm so grateful, Marlene, that you're here.
Yeah, I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Do not give them that money. Nope, nope. No, she can't give a ride. She's going with me somewhere. I'm like, we are.
I have
Yes,
a,
we
I
are.
have
Remember, I told you.
we are. No, I have a friend who's like, we had this other friend who was always asking for money, right? It's like, it's an acquaintance I have, and my best friend and I were, in a group, and we had this other people that we were getting to know and whatever, and there was this one girl who always had a last minute sickness in her family.
Oh my goodness.
Every time we got together, somebody in her family, and it was becoming so obvious, right? And I was always ready, oh, here, take this or take that, or you know what, I have a little gift card, take it, so that maybe you can help yourself a little. And so my friend, being the sharp eye little thing that she is, so we were getting together, and then she tells me, right as soon as we were approaching the restaurant, she's like, oh my God, I wonder who's going to be ill in her family this time. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, I'm wondering right now. Okay, we already had her dad, her mom was in the hospital, I think 3 of her cousins, 2 of her sisters. And I'm like, what, you're keeping tabs? She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to see who of the family this time. Hopefully this time it will be her. Maybe there's something wrong with her this time. And so we get together, and then we start asking how everybody's doing, and we're talking about our jobs and how awesome and how expensive life is getting. And there it is. There she comes, and she goes, oh, I know how expensive it is. Oh my God. Me and the kids, we're so low right now on funds, blah,
Oh.
blah, blah. And my friend looks at me. She goes, I told you it was going to be her. She was the only one missing.
She was the last. She was the
And I'm
last
trying
one
not to laugh,
left.
Marlene. I'm trying to be serious, but I wanted to laugh so hard because my friend was like, I bet she's gonna, this is my best friend. She's like, I bet she's gonna be her this time because she used everybody else in her family. And that's when I started putting two and two together, because sometimes you don't see it. You don't see these people so often, so you get lost in translation. But my friend was like, no, you'll see, there's always something. And this time, she held my purse, Marlene. She's like, I'm taking your purse too. So she was sitting on the other corner, so I couldn't reach out to my purse. And I was trying to signal her to bring me my purse. Maybe I could give her something, and she wouldn't.
See, your friend sounds like me. Like,
Every time I
no,
wanted to make eye
no.
contact with her, she would turn around and face like straight. And we would all laugh or a joke or whatever, and everybody was like trying to pitch it in or whatever. And I'm looking at her, and she would look elsewhere, and I was like, "Why isn't she looking at me?" And then I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? Eventually, I said, "Let me go, and I'm gonna go get my purse." And I got up, and she ran straight to the bathroom with both of our purses, and I'm like, "What the? You're like a child." She's like, "Yep, I'm a brat today. You're not giving her any money. You already given her enough. I'm not even giving her money." She goes, "You'll see next time we meet again. She's gonna come up with somebody else's something."
Mm.
So that day I couldn't, and guess what? Guess what happened, Marlene?
She stopped talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. The one that had
Oh
been giving her the
wow.
most all the time, she started talking about me to others.
Yeah. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And then they find and then everybody else eventually will find out how toxic they actually were because it happened to me. It was like everybody's like, but Marlene, you're nice to people and you're so kind. I can't believe they're saying all this about you. And I said, wait for the other shoe to fall. That's all I'm
Mm,
saying. If it
yep.
happens to if somebody does something underhanded like that to you or somebody you know, it's a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
before it happens to somebody else in the group. So
And
yes.
that's exactly what happened, because everybody was kind of like looking at me side eye, kind of like upset because I didn't help, and this and that. And it was a large group of us that used to get together. And then I started not being invited. Me and my best friend started not being invited to, to the dinners or whatever they were doing. And I was like, okay, that's okay. That's okay. No problem. And I was wondering, my friend's like, who started this? So I go, okay, then, if that's what they want. And eventually, we lost contact. And then I started seeing all these messages coming my way. Oh, Nexie, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to, call you. We just wanted to see if you guys want to get together. And we both rejected the invitation. And we found out that eventually they all figure out, because then somebody else didn't give her anything, and then she started talking back to these people about that other person. And this person was actually best friends with the person that used to host, the gatherings. So she's like, oh, I get it now. But it took them that to for them to actually see, that this person was toxic. But we had already left the group, and they were trying to get us back, but we're like, nope. People like you guys, I can find in every corner. We
Yep.
don't need a group
When
like this.
Yeah, when you find out who somebody is, you have to believe them. And I can say for myself, I would let people do wrong to me. I would let, you keep giving them money, you make excuses for them. Oh, they're going through this, or they would be here if they could. And there was like, why do you always defend them? And there's not a nice person. They're actually very nasty and vindictive, but that's just the type of person I am. I always try to see the best qualities in people, but you also have to see when a person is not a good person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be open to the fact that not everybody is going to be a good, and you have to learn on the group that you're with. You know what I mean? But if you're quick to judge and drop people based on somebody else's, whatever it is that they have to say, then you're not a good friend either.
Yeah, that's one thing, that if you have people that and they are your supposed friends, and you see them not defending people who are supposed to be their friends, that I start doing the slow backup. Okay, it's getting late. I gotta get out of here. I gotta wake up early in the morning.
I remember I forgot to feed my cat. They're like, you don't have a cat. I do now. I gotta go.
Well, I have to go and get one. All right, see y'all later.
Yep, you have to look at everything, because life is too short for us to be surrounded by toxicity, especially toxic friends. We already have that in our families, and there's, because they're family, sometimes we can't get rid of them. So, but we have a choice when it comes to friends.
Yeah, you have a choice, and that's the whole thing, is that I'm the type of person, like I said before, I give people opportunity after opportunity, and it's like when I'm done, there's no way you can go back, because I've given you more than ample time and opportunities. So when I'm done, there's no way you can ever come back.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't, per se. If I perceive that, someone is not good and has done me wrong, that's the only chance I give, just the one chance. The first time, that I meet you, if you ever cross me the wrong way, whatever, that's it. I don't go back to that friendship. It's done. On families, yeah, sometimes I do allow, a couple of mistakes before I completely, stop being around you. But on friends, yeah, I don't, because friendships, like I said, they're supposed to be something you choose. You know, it's your choice, and if you choose to be around someone toxic, eventually all that, it's gonna be all around you.
Yeah, and then Have you ever had a friend that's toxic and then they bring all of their toxic friends as well? And I'm like, where do you all come from? Like, I thought they were toxic, but then you find that their friends are even weirder
Yeah.
and crazier. And you're like, oh, okay, that's my
Yeah,
cue.
I feel like
See
saying,
you guys later. Bye bye.
do you guys have matching jackets too? How does this club work?
I was like, I'm out of this club. I don't want any
Yeah.
part of it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they bring their friends and they are as bad or even worse than they are. And then you can see this person truly sometimes right then and there for who he or she really is. And if you allow this, toxicity to be around you, sometimes even you become like that.
Yeah.
Starts getting into you, and you start finding yourself being a little bit like them, and you're like, what am I doing? What's so wrong with me? Why am I acting this way? This is not who I am. So sometimes you get lost in the mix, so you have to be careful, which is why friends, it's like I said before, it's your choice. You choose them. As with family, you can't.
Yeah, with family you can't. Well, I learned from Realist One that family is what you make. So I no longer say family as related to relative. They're two separate entities for me now. So thanks for schooling, Realist One. So now I can identify, relatives. Like relative is who you are born with, but family is who you make. And
Hmm.
I'm blessed to have people in my life right now that are my family. And the ones that are my relatives, those are the ones like, look out, stay away, or they come up in your phone like, do not answer.
Out of the country right now. Sorry. They're like, but I just saw you yesterday at the store. Yeah, I just left. It's a matter of fact, to find before you called me is when I was boarding the plane.
Yeah, or you answer the phone like, oh, hello, what? I think what I about oh, and then just hang up.
Wait, you did that to me yesterday. Is that no? Were you having a bad connection, Marlene? No, it
Oh,
was.
I can't. What?
I remember those days, but I'm gonna start doing that.
Yep. So anytime if you hear that, you already know what time it is. Oh, what? I can't.
It's
What?
Marlene's time.
Oh, and my all my true friends know that type of. Don't even play, girl. We know it's no bad connection, and get back on this phone.
I do that to the kids sometimes when they text me that they need something. I'm like, oh my God, there's bad connection around this text. It's a lot of static. I cannot really read it. I'm so sorry. They're like, Mom, it's a text. It doesn't work on text, Marlene. I've tried. No, but
Oh, or
Marlene,
you can always say, "I think we're buffering." That's another. That's one of my newer favorite ones. You can do like the buffering sounds. Draw out that R. Uh huh.
oh my God. Okay, now I know. Now I know. Now I'm gonna start using all of those tips, Marlene. Thank you.
Hey! I had a really great teacher. My dad was one of the best teachers. Yep. Mhm.
That's really hard. My dad is the one who taught me that, you know, family is just, they're your family, true, but you don't have to put up with them. He's the one who said that because whenever somebody will come up with something, my dad will cut him off really fast. Like, nope, my house, my kids, nope, you have no right to do that or say that. And I would always look at my dad and say, aren't you afraid because that's your brother or that's your aunt or that's your cousin? No, no. People that are negative, regardless of whether they're family or not, people that are negative or are insulting you or are taking advantage of you, they have no room in your life. And even though they are my family, I have no room for that negativity around us. And he's the one who taught me that, that you don't have to keep anyone in your life if they're not bringing, positivity and helpfulness to it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what if they're not bringing positivity into your life, you got to get rid of them, because I always say life is too short. You never know what is going to be your last day. So you can't spend not even a moment with negative people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true. That's why we have to choose our friends wisely.
Really, really have to. So, Miss Nexie, another amazing sip and chat. Any final words before I give mine?
Just the same thing, try to choose friends that are gonna bring positivity, that are gonna enlighten your existence. Negativity shouldn't have room in your life or in your heart. Toxicity, not even don't even use that word if there is friendship in it. So whoever is not bringing you the best of themselves, drop them like it's hot.
Oh,
That's it.
I like that one. Drop them like it's hot.
Thank you, Marlene, for having me.
You're
Thank you, Chad,
welcome.
for putting up with us today. It was great as always.
Yes, great as always. And my final thoughts on this is, when you see somebody is actually, negative, when you see someone is actually, you know, using you, taking advantage of you, disrespectful, and you find out that they're really not your friend, you have to believe it. Believe believe what they say. When they say that they're a certain way, when they show up a certain way, when you see that they're talking out of two sides of their mouth, they're one way here and they're another here, or and backstabbing you, failing to spend time with you or using you for some reason or not respecting you or your boundaries, it's time to cut the cord and let them go. All those things. So, yeah, it's all of that. So, thank you so much. Shout out to you, Nexie. Thank you so much for supporting me. And shout out to everyone who is in the chat. Shout out to all my members. Oh, I didn't know Word was here. I must have missed your comment. Hey, Word. Shout out to all my members. Shout out to the mods. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. On Monday, I'm starting a new thing. Monday to Friday, I'm doing a podcast series from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, premieres, short videos, all of that. So appreciate the friends that you have, appreciate the friends that you have. And we're going to do another part, talking about friends in another podcast. So thank you so much for coming to the Sip and Chat. I really do appreciate you. Shout out to Realist One, Word, Puzzle Pieces, Tamika Davis, and James Wilson, Miss Queen Sunkiss, and anybody else that I missed. I don't know who else I missed. Oh, Nicole. And yeah, I think I got everybody. Thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you guys on the next Sip and Chat, where we sip and we chat about very important conversations and topics. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you. And I will hit you guys back, me and my wonderful co-host Nexie, on the next Sip and Chat. So thank you guys so very much.